Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Learning English with NDM. I'm so glad you pressed play today because in this episode, we're going to explore something that every English learner struggles with at some point: how to stay motivated, how to keep moving forward, and how to finally speak fluently with confidence. But before we start, let me ask you a few quick questions. Do you sometimes start learning English with a lot of energy, but after a few days or weeks, you slow down? Do you understand English when you read or listen, but when you try to speak, the words don't come out? Do you feel nervous when speaking in front of others, afraid of making mistakes? If you said yes to any of these, then today's episode is made for you. And remember, if you really want to become fluent in English, and if you also want a place to find motivation every single week, then go ahead and subscribe to this channel, Learning English with NDM. Here, you'll not only learn useful tips, but you'll also feel inspired to continue your journey. Part 1. Why motivation fades so quickly. Let's be honest, when most people begin learning English, they feel excited. They buy a new notebook, download some apps, maybe even watch a lot of videos in one sitting. The first few days feel amazing, but then life gets busy. Work, family, studies, responsibilities. Slowly, that excitement starts to fade. I've seen this happen to so many learners. For example, one of my students started studying English with me full of energy. He promised himself he'd learn 20 new words every day. But after a week, he felt tired and gave up. Why? Because he tried to do too much, too fast. My question for you is, have you ever started learning English very strongly and then suddenly stopped? Share your experience in the comments. I'd love to know your story. Part 2. The power of small steps. Now, let me share a secret. You don't need to study English for hours every day. What you need is small, regular practice. Even 15 to 20 minutes daily can completely change your fluency over time. Think of it like exercise. If you go to the gym for 5 hours in one day, you'll be tired, maybe even give up. But if you do just 20 minutes every day, your body becomes stronger little by little. English is the same. Imagine this. If you practice 20 minutes a day, in 1 week, that's more than 2 hours. In 1 month, that's over 8 hours. In 1 year, that's almost 100 hours of practice. Can you see how powerful that is? Question for you. Right now, how many minutes do you usually spend on English each day? Do you think you could do 20 minutes every day from today? Comment below. I'll be checking your answers. Part 3. The fear of speaking. Now, let's talk about the most difficult part for many learners: speaking. You may understand English when you listen. Maybe you even write well. But when you open your mouth to speak, suddenly, silence. Your mind goes blank. Why does this happen? The biggest reason is fear. Fear of mistakes, fear of people laughing, fear of not finding the right word. But let me tell you something important. Mistakes are not your enemy. They are your teacher. Every mistake you make is a step forward. Even native speakers make mistakes all the time. The difference is they don't stop talking. They just keep going. Quick activity. Try saying one simple sentence in English right now, even if nobody's listening. Just speak out loud. For example, I am learning English today. Did you say it? Good. That's already practice. Question for you. What is the last English mistake you remember making? Write it in the comments and I'll reply with the correct version to help you. Part 4. Building motivation from inside. Now, let's talk about motivation. Many people think motivation comes from outside, maybe from a teacher, a YouTube video, or a friend. But actually, the strongest motivation comes from inside you. One way to build this inner motivation is by setting small, realistic goals. For example, this week, I will learn 10 new words. Today, I will practice speaking for 5 minutes in front of the mirror. Tonight, I will listen to one English podcast before bed. When you achieve these small goals, you feel success. And that success pushes you to continue. It's like climbing a mountain step by step. You don't reach the top in one jump, but you keep moving forward slowly. Question: what small English goal can you set for yourself this week? Write it in the comments. I'd love to cheer you on and keep you accountable. Part 5. Staying connected and inspired. Another important factor: don't study alone. Learning in isolation feels heavy and boring, but when you connect with others, you feel inspired. That's why channels like this one exist. Not only to teach, but to build a community of learners who support each other. Think about this. When you see other people learning English, you feel like, if they can do it, I can too. That's motivation. And that's why I encourage you to comment, reply to others, and be active. Because the more connected you are, the stronger your English journey becomes. Question: do you usually study English alone, or do you have friends or groups to practice with? Comment below. I'd like to know. All right, let's quickly review today's episode. 1. Motivation fades if you do too much too fast, so start small and be consistent. 2. Even 20 minutes a day can transform your English. 3. Mistakes are not failures, they are proof of learning. 4. Motivation comes from small goals and from your personal why. 5. Don't learn alone. Stay connected for inspiration. Thank you so much for listening to Learning English with NDM. Don't forget, if you want to improve your fluency and also stay motivated every week, then hit the subscribe button right now. Because every episode here is designed to give you practical tips, real motivation, and the encouragement you need. Stay positive, stay consistent, and keep speaking English, even if it's not perfect yet. Because step by step, you're getting better. This was NDM signing off. See you in the next video.